Hi, I'm Maisie, and today I'm going to tell you guys about our field trip to the Bachman water treatment plant. Now, the Bachman water treatment plant is one of 3 water treatment plants in the city of Dallas. And even though it's the smallest of the 3, it can actually produce like 1 billion gallons of water every day. It draws water from Lake Louisville, Lake Ray Roberts, and Lake Grapevine, and it has a yearly budget of more than $12 million. Here, water undergoes a treatment process consisting of 6 steps: ozone creation, coagulation, flocculation, sedimentation, filtration, and disinfection. Step 1 is ozone creation or oxidization. Now, ozone is the second most powerful oxidizing agent in the whole world, but it's really unstable, which means they can't transport it to the facility. Otherwise, the chemicals would react and you'd lose the ozone on the way there. So it's actually manufactured on site at the facility. So they store the liquid oxygen in huge tanks like the ones you see behind me and turn it into a gas using ambient air vaporizers. Then electrical energy is used to pull apart the O2 molecules and create O3 molecules, or ozone molecules. Then they take this ozone gas and bubble it up through the water in these rectangular tanks. So the ozone oxidizes and disinfects the water. In these tanks, the operators are constantly taking samples and testing them to determine how good a job the ozone is doing at disinfecting the water. This process is monitored by automated computer units, which get information so that teams can work remotely off-site. And each one of these ozone generators can produce up to 3,000 pounds of ozone every day. The second step of this process is coagulation. This starts when water comes into a rapid mix chamber, which is sort of like a small concrete cylinder where the water is mixed with chemicals called coagulates at a really high velocity. These chemicals make all the water clump up or coagulate into bigger, larger particles. The third step of this process is called flocculation. Here, the water is moved to large pools where these big, slow-moving machines called flocculators mix it up so that they can stir together the particles so that they clump up into even larger particles. The fourth step of this process is sedimentation. Here, the water is moved into a huge pool where it can hold up to 55 million gallons of water. Then they allow the water to sit for a really long time, completely undisturbed. This is so that all those large particles in the water will start drifting to the bottom and fall to the bottom of the pool, where they create a sort of thick layer of sludge. That makes it really easy for them to then suck the sludge out of the pool and leave only the cleaner water behind. The fifth step of the water treatment process is called filtration. Here, the water is put through a filter of anthracite coal and approximately 18 inches of sand, in order to strain all remaining particles out of the water. This is because as the water goes through the anthracite coal and then the sand, the particles will get stuck in the tiny holes even though the water easily flows through, leaving you with purer water. The sixth and final step of the water treatment process is disinfection. Here, chlorine and ammonia are used to disinfect the water and kill any bacteria left over in it. After this, we have clean water. Now, the reason it was so important for us to learn about this water treatment plant is that we can understand how much time and energy goes into purifying the water that comes to our taps. There are so many people who work there, including people in management and administration, operators of the machines, chemists and mechanics, facilities, electrical engineers, and people in charge of instrumentation. So much effort goes into every single gallon of water we use. And so I like to keep that in mind because that helps us remember how important it is to try and save water and use less water in our day-to-day activities. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you learned a lot about how water is treated and also a little bit about why it's so important for us to conserve water in our day-to-day lives.